a second test to figure out, basically have something different. So this is like a picture of the void, some windy, some eyes, something lurking, something watching. There'll be some gifs in this video, and there'll be also other images to go with this, and yeah, another down to earth talk, I guess. The first episode of these testings are, one's going to go out Tuesday and the other one is going to go out on the Thursday, which will be today, or whatever that day may be, because you can listen to it after the day, on the day, or any day you want. At some point I'll get there. Okay. But it's good to test, good to practice, and it's good to get better, even though this is somewhat talking about mental health, as we are a lot somewhat in the mental health day or wellness day, or all the business stuff. So yes, and then this is going to be the last test, and then I'm going to do a story, and this will be, I'll probably do the same sort of style, have a couple images, and with those couple images I'm going to have the story, I'm going to have a character, I'm going to have talk about some scenes, like in an audiobook in a way, but I'm also going to add in sounds, I guess. Find some sounds from the sound library that will somewhat give you the more in depth of the world you're in, I guess, and if I can get close to that. Yes. And we're going to talk about, and the title is, this is a subject that is more deep, more raw, more of a hurt, and you may feel you're picking on someone, or these elements are what I had been through. Like, this is what I have to accept, that I have been subjugating myself when I was from, I don't know when it started, but at some point I developed a way to draw away from the normal and the environment and how our minds develop. And so with that, I basically somehow got to this point with surviving, thriving. Now I'm thriving with whatever's left, and I just feel there's such a deep empty. And so with anger, with a little bit of resentment, but it's just, so I'm putting my anger, whatever's left, my emotions, and I'm going to be putting it towards my stories, my dream as when I was young was I like to write a book. This is a different form of doing that. This is allowing me to have a story that can flow, can change, can change from the day. And it's like, rather than a book, it's structured and you have to go through people and stuff. This is what I've written, this is what I'm going to say, this is the story, and then see what happens next. It's like playing Dungeons and Dragons, or any tabletop RPG where you sort of wing it a little bit when you're a DM, Game Master, and you start with, so you write down something like, okay, we're going to start in this setting, this place, this location, and these are the characters, these are the names, these are what their goals are, this is what their, and then you go from that, and that's how you start making the story, and it develops. And it's much more easy with a lot of people to developing that and then going through it, which is fair. And it's fun, able to do different actions and attacking and fighting monsters, role-playing your character and so forth, and feeling like you're mentally or virtually there is also, but it's all in your mind as well. It's pretty cool. Anyway, the second test, subjugation. The use of controlling the mighty light within one. This is the hardest step of acceptance, is looking at the best bits and unable to process the worst of it. The hidden blades waiting to pin you down, knowing what information they use, preying on making the needs meet through you as a servant. Being used as an emotional service to get by, the impossible inside to me, a person appeal to calm expectations that's impossible for a child or anyone to do. Problems that small become a battlefield, surrendering to the lines so that the cutting edges take less as possible, while staying whole. Living that long with so much tension, I wonder why I was stuck living in survival mode. Being able to freely express yourself is fundamental to a being should be. While when this turned into roles to function, you lose hopes and dreams. Subjugation becomes the only option for those under such toxicity to get by. When has creativity and different opinions become such a weapon, a threat, that closed mindset is the only focus and direction, throwing the rug over every pain inflicted, and giving mundane apologies or empty landscapes to hope that the distress will pass. The emotional neglect, the emotional falling down, the shadow, that the void is watching, the landscapes, the scenes, everyday life, a smudge, always longing to achieve goals, but in the end they're empty, because how raw and broken you become under the subjugation that you must do to get freedom. The trauma is not just compiled of all the horrible things they did to you, it is also all the things they did not do for you. They did not protect you, they did not show up for you, they did not celebrate you, and they did not respect you, and they did not love you. For me, subjugation is you protecting yourself from them, but keeping a bond, as your family is meant to be a safe, caring place. They did not show up unless there was interested, and seen to be the good and a nice person. Celebration just becomes a mundane landmine where you on edge of knives. Instead of joy and fun, it's high tense atmosphere where you're choking to be away. But they ask you to smile for the camera anyway. Respect comes along if you succeed in mirroring their requirements that they're projecting onto you. Love is not a place to feel unsafe and in an internal and external battle with who you are and your identity being thrown out the walls to feed the emotions, the emotional and insecurities that they cannot regulate. The days that I want to be generally me is a goal I want to achieve. I want to be close, or I want to be the cost of healing can be so great that some days I feel like falling back to my roots and the old ways. It's struggle, up and down like a storm that comes and goes, echo of thunder and lightning striking in hope that in the light that I can feel my normal elements. Years may take that road that I want to follow instead of the road that chiseled me into an empty, hollow statue. Thank you, and Dino Heart to you all.